everybody, welcome. Thank you all so much for joining today. I am super excited to be chatting all about microgreens today. It's going to be awesome. Hi, Edvin. Thanks so much for joining.
Hey, Carrie. It's so nice to be here. I know microgreens is one of my favorite runs. When you told me, hey, we're going to be talking about microgreens, you knew I was so excited.
Yep. Yeah. It's definitely something I love to do, especially this time of year, because I can grow them no matter what the temperature is outside, no matter what it's like out there, because I you can probably kind of see behind me, but it is absolutely like, well, it's not literally freezing out there. I'm sure a lot of you are colder than me, but I'm not used to it. It like happens super fast and it's really cold now and it's rainy and really windy and yeah, it's just not pleasant outside. So I'm excited to do something nice inside here. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and if you guys don't know, Carrie and I are like 30 minutes from each other. I am currently at the Smart Pot World headquarters. And Carrie, I don't blame you for complaining. It almost feels like somebody literally just like flipped a switch and said, "All right, well, here you go. Here's some cold weather." Because there was no break in between. I mean, it's
It's
pretty
weird.
ridiculous down here, Zone 7.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, so we're in Oklahoma City and I did like I was wearing like shorts and a t-shirt, I feel like just this past weekend. Like it was hot. And then now I'm like sweater and pants and like it happened fast. It's in the 50s I think right now, right? Like and just super
Yeah,
windy. Very, very windy.
56 is what the temperature says right now.
Yeah. Just happened fast. And it's a transition time, I know. So
Yeah, and if
but
you guys
anyway,
haven't noticed, oh, I'm sorry, Carrie.
no,
Yeah,
go
no,
ahead.
just
Go ahead.
talking more about the weather. I honestly had not even realized this switch was so quick. I'm in the greenhouse today, and I hadn't come in here for a couple days, and I still had one of the windows open, and the heater was running. So I was like,
Uh,
oh, better shut that. So yes, if you guys have a greenhouse, make sure you're checking your heaters, check for any air leaks, because that does come help when it starts to snow. So
oh yeah,
there's a
for
tip
sure.
there.
Yeah. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you all so much for joining. So, before we get too into it, I always forget to introduce ourselves. So, so just real quick. So, in case you are new here, my name is Carrie. My husband Dale and I are the creators of the Seed to Spoon app. So, we started gardening back 10 years ago, exactly 10 years ago. And this was our backyard. You can see our two little first gardens back there that we had just started to build and started to do square foot gardening, and we had never done any gardening at all before. And over the course of a couple years, we turned it over into like entire backyard filled with gardens and food and just flowers and herbs and everything you can imagine. So there was a lot of learning along the way, and along the way we were like, I wish there was an app for this. And Dale was like, well, I will do it then, since there is not a good one out there. So here we are today. It's exciting, yeah. And then along the way, we met up with Smart Pots. I think it was our second year of gardening. We came across Smart Pots and discovered them, and we're like, surely these aren't going to work as good as they say they're going to work. And we were just blown away with actually how well they worked, and that's where we met Edvin. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was so cool. I mean, when I started here about almost, I think, 3 or 4 years ago, I had little knowledge on gardening, and I took it upon myself. I was like, hey, if I'm going to be working here at Smart Pots, they're all about gardening. I better learn something about gardening. So I jumped on YouTube, looked up Oklahoma. I'm in Oklahoma City. Looked up Oklahoma City gardening tips, and lo and behold, Dale and Carrie popped up, and they just had just amazing tips that were overall just great for the garden. I mean, I learned companion planting from Carrie. And I did some more researching, and I realized that they actually had a small little smart pot garden. Well, actually, not a small smart pot garden. I would say it was larger than most people would say. But yeah, I mean, their whole garden. I think in 2016, their whole backyard was a garden. I mean, I don't think that there was an inch that wasn't. So I
Yeah.
instantly knew that I had to connect with them. And yeah, long story short, we've been doing how-to videos and kind of partnering along. Dale and Carrie are part of the Park Seed and ecosystem. So we're always using their seeds. And actually, we're going to be planting some of their microgreens today, which I'm
Yes.
super excited about. Because honestly, microgreens is something that I like to recommend any gardener that I hear is, anybody who says they got a brown thumb or just starting out, I always recommend microgreens. Now, unfortunately, just like what there is with smart pots, there are quality differences between all the seeds, and not all microgreen seeds and not all seeds, for that matter, are made the same. So Park Seed does a very, very great job of actually storing their seeds and making sure that we get high germination rates. So super excited for this because we're going to be using their seeds. So highly recommend them. And yeah, Carrie, um, did you mention the giveaway?
Oh, I did not mention the giveaway here. Well, yes, let's mention the giveaway real quick, and then you have some requests to show them
I
around the
know.
group real
I
quick.
see the request, guys, and I apologize. The greenhouse is not where it needs to be right now. I have been away at trade shows for about like 2 to 3 months. So I have a lot of cleaning up to do. I will give you guys a sneak peek of what we got kind of in the back, something I normally don't show. But yes, I promise you guys that during the winter, Carrie and I will be in here. We have a lot of really cool things planned. We're going to be growing fruit in here all through winter, which is super cool. And microgreens. Just because I'm in a greenhouse, don't think that you need a greenhouse to grow microgreens.
Oh,
Carrie and I were literally doing this stream for all of you out there who say you have a brown thumb or maybe thinking about dabbling in gardening. You're literally going to be harvesting in like less than 10 days. You don't need a greenhouse, just a windowsill. I mean, Carrie, you recently just posted a video, the new windowsill that you got set up with some grow lights. Yeah, she's got grow lights like right up here. You can't even see them. So and I
it's
have
awesome.
yes, and here's I brought one too, Carrie. And once we say we're talking microgreens, I'm like I'm gonna get all my fun stuff. So here's a little grow light that I got off of Amazon for like literally $10. It's the perfect size for a 1 gallon, which is what I'm gonna be planting. I know Carrie's got some trays that she's gonna be planting out. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. Super small form factor. You can do it literally in an office without windows because I've done it before. And
Nice.
yeah, if you want extra harvest, if you want it to look really, really, really nice, Carrie's got some great tips on that. So super excited.
Yeah, I do love that you can literally do this anywhere. Because I'm actually gonna be like starting out like little tiny trays like this because I want to do a bunch of different varieties of microgreens so I can have a huge assortment. Because I like having a bunch of different flavors and nutrients and all of that. But yeah, I'm starting out a whole bunch of different ones, so I'm really excited about that too. But I do love that. Like literally anybody can do it. It is so quick, so easy, and yeah. Yep.
Yep, and Fi here. So I've seen people using a clear tote upside down for a mini
Oh,
greenhouse.
wow.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing that Carrie and I are going to probably in a week or two talk about is extending your season. There's so many unconventional ways to extend your gardening season. You don't need to
Mhm.
go, and you don't. Sometimes, most of the time, you don't need to actually get gardening supplies. I mean, if you cut a 1 gallon milk jug in half, you can usually use that as a cover to extend your season. There's so many things. So yeah, super excited.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, I just breezed over and did not mention our giveaway. Of course,
Oh, again, I
notorious for
know we
that.
always miss it.
Again. But luckily, that's why I have it scrolling down here because I will forget to mention it. But one of you lucky winners today that's joining us live is going to be entered in to win a free 1 year premium Seed to Spoon app subscription. So that includes unlimited pictures and text questions up to Growbot for like plant help, plant identification, pest help, all of that. And you can do unlimited plants, unlimited gardens, and your visual garden layout. And you get free shipping on every order through Park Seed, which is huge right there. That adds up.
Yes.
And then also Edvin's throwing in some of the smart pots that you can use for growing microgreens, which
Yeah.
I am a huge fan of.
Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and give away three 1 gallon smart pots, and I want to thank Carrie because she was actually one of the main reasons why we even have the colors 1 gallons even on the website and as an option. Literally, like when I brought it up to the team, I'm like, but Carrie uses them. And they're like, okay, then that's okay. So yes, I'm gonna be giving away three 1 gallon smart pots, and whoever wins, Carrie, whenever they email you their information, go ahead and click on there what colors you want. If you want black, natural, we've got orange, purple. Don't have the blue one, unfortunately. Blue one is one that I actually use a lot of, so I don't have any to show. But yeah, you can choose all three same color, or mix and match, whatever is up to you. Yeah, and today's stream, we're actually going to show you how you can use those same 1 gallons And all you need is about an inch, 2 inch of soil, and you can be growing microgreens, harvesting, like we said, literally in less than 10 days. Super, super
Mhm.
cool. Also, if there's anybody on here who has a cat, um, Park Seeds sells some cat grass options, and same thing. Those take, I think, it depends on how when you want to harvest. You have maybe 2 weeks, 15, 16 days. But those are super great. They're organic, healthy for your cat to eat. And when they're sitting in the smart pots, they're super safe for them. So you can literally let them munch off of the plant. If you guys got a cats that are, they're, really love cat grass, you just have to watch. They might make a little mess with the soil, but I mean,
I
that's
love
perfectly
that.
fine as long as they're having fun.
I love that. Yeah, and for those of you who want to see like size, I have a 1 gallon smart pot back here, and I have a tomato growing in it, and I have some basil I just planted out. Sorry, I kind of got to move around. I have some basil that I just planted out right here, and then over on the other side, I guess you can kind of see the end of it. I have some peppers growing over there. They grow amazing. I grow these little kitchen mini tomatoes and peppers in these smart pots, and they work perfect. It's absolutely amazing, but I don't think I mentioned how to go about entering in. So make sure. So to be entered in to win, all you need to do is just comment. So leave a comment every time you go through and comment a comment, question, anything like that. You get entered in to the drawing at the end of this live stream. So make sure you're commenting throughout, and yeah, we look forward to it. And it's super informal. And like I said, like if you guys have any questions at all, just pop them in there, and we can go through. I love this. Harry Warp was saying I use the smart pot colors to track what's in there. Yeah, that's
That's a
that's
good
a
idea.
great tip.
Yeah, actually, in production scale, whenever a nursery or a grower has like a mother plant, they'll sometimes actually plant that smart pot in like one of the vibrant colored smart pots, so like a purple or a blue, and what everything else is in black, just to keep that one plant, tune attention and make sure that it doesn't get mixed up with the rest. So it's a good idea.
Yeah, it's funny. I keep having flies. So we left the door open yesterday for because we were working in the sunroom over here for and like planting out a lot of things and getting a lot of smart pots moved out in there. It's exciting. It looks awesome. I can't wait to show you guys. But we left the door open then, so there's like flies flying around. I'm like, yeah, there's one right there. He's laying on the phone. So sorry guys, I'm not like going crazy. There's like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Carrie, a lot of people are asking. I didn't have it planned because, like I said, I have not done any fall cleaning up in here, but I'll show you guys very, very quickly a quick look around in the garden of the greenhouse. That's okay with you, Carrie.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's hope that this
Here.
works. Oh, okay, here we go. So you guys can see all of my workbench, all the smart pots that I have set out, all the different stands, which these are, by the way, by American Garden Works. So if you guys haven't seen those, they make amazing American-made plant stands. So this is our 900 square foot greenhouse. This is actually half here. So what you're seeing is about 400 square feet. If you notice up there, those are automated shutters that actually open and close based on the weather. Right now, it's actually cold and raining. It's 56 degrees, so everything is shut. And that over there is actually one of the heaters, which actually is turned off right now because we're in here. You wouldn't be able to hear me if those were on. I want to show you guys these really quick because I know for a fact that I've talked to you guys about these. Those are those purple tomatoes, Carrie. I don't know if you remember me talking about
Oh
them.
yeah.
Um,
Uh-huh.
Yep, those are those purple tomatoes that outgrew more than I needed them to grow, to be honest with you. So that's a project that started at the beginning of the year. So now I've been stress testing those, to be honest, just to see how good and how bad those are in our weather. You actually can't see it, but right outside the greenhouse, I actually have one sitting out there that I've been stress testing as well. And that one, it's probably going to be on its last leg just because of the cold. Now, last thing I'll show you guys really, really, really quick. Sneak peek. Carrie, do you see what that is right there hanging up?
Oh, is that a pineapple?
Yes, that's very ready to be picked. I mean, that thing looks
Oh,
super, super like vibrantly yellow. So
oh
I'm
my
definitely
gosh.
gonna. I know I'm like just waiting for the perfect time to just to pick it. I want to record it and I want to just show everybody off. So those are these resident pineapples I actually inherited. These have been in this greenhouse I think since this greenhouse started. So I want to say easily like 5 or 6 years. These pineapples have gone through many, many owners, so I'm just honored to be the caretaker of them now. But yes, one of the biggest things that I'm going to be doing well, I guess this off season is getting the drip irrigation situated in this greenhouse. I inherited the house at the beginning of this year. Carrie and I, we did a lot of projects last winter, right when I inherited it. But one of the main things, and one of the things that I always stress to all the beginner gardeners and even gardeners who don't have it set up, is have your irrigation set up. It without fail, there's always something that happens during the season where you need to be away from your garden,
Yeah,
and there's
that's a good.
just nothing like having it automatically watered. This whole greenhouse is set up for automated watering. But if I were to show you the control panel, you would literally be like, "What the heck is this?" It's like a foreign puzzle. So I'm waiting for the people who actually built this greenhouse are local to us. I think they're called American Plant Production. They're not open to the public carry, but they actually do have a lot of amazing stuff. So they're going to be coming by sometime during the off season and showing me how to program the
Great.
watering. And that way we'll be able to have more longer term projects. So yep, I'm working on that. But yes, it was a big learning curve. I know a lot of you guys in the comments are super excited and interested to see the greenhouse. If you've never grown in a greenhouse, it actually takes some learn to it. It's not as easy as it may seem. I mean, I've always been the misconception that greenhouse makes gardening easier and fun. You just garden whenever, but yet you have to learn from it. It's a literally a classroom. So it does get super hot to the point where some days in Oklahoma, I have all the windows open, I have the exhaust going, and sometimes that's still not enough. I mean, it gets up to like 90s, hundreds of degrees. I know Carrie and I we tried to do some streams out of here, and it can get hot, especially when the sun's out. So there's a lot to learn from it, but it is super, super fun. So if you guys are interested ever getting a greenhouse, I recommend it. The one tip I will have is in our greenhouse, we actually have like a gravel floor, so like rock floor. I would not, I would advise against that. I would do either a poured floor or something that's solid, because whenever you drop soil or like you drop a plant, it's very hard to clean up when there's just a bunch of rock. So that's my little tip on that. If there's anybody thinking about getting a greenhouse, recommend a solid foundation.
Um, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, but definitely like I don't ever even use like I don't have a greenhouse. I have like my little tiny greenhouses. I mean, I guess if you call them that, my little hoop houses that I built
Yeah, no,
over top of some
those
of
are
our wood.
amazing.
Yeah, and I know somebody was asking a little bit about in the garden. Where was it? Oh, right here. CJ was saying, what kind of clear plastic covering do we use in the garden? So for these, if this is where you're talking right here, for these, I just use a plastic sheeting that you can really just get at any sort of like Home Depot, Lowe's, or anything like that. And in the yeah, I mean, in the painting section is really like that's really what I do. I just go in there and I get some of the plastic sheeting there. I think it was 9 mil, if I want to say. Um, yeah, don't quote me on that number. I'll have to ask Dale to double check on that one. But yeah, I believe it was that one. And then, but yeah, literally just Home Depot, Lowe's, one of those places. And yeah. Um, Uh-oh. So they're saying both of us are cutting out. I'm sorry, guys. I hope
We have
it might be
we
the
have
weather too.
That's what I was gonna say, guys. We have stormy weather. It's not really well, it is kind of stormy. Super,
Yeah.
super cloudy weather and just a lot of overcast. So if we are cutting out, I apologize. Especially me, I'm in a greenhouse and I'm kind of far away from our Wi-Fi router. So we apologize. We'll try to get through this. The cool thing is we'll be showing you guys hands-on, so you'll kind of get the idea.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, we actually lost power yesterday for several
Oh
hours. I
no.
was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, I was like, I
Oh
hope
my
we have it for
goodness.
today. So far so good. But yeah, that it is very windy, very, very windy here in Oklahoma today. So yeah. But anyways, I know we've been talking for so long. Let's chat microgreens. So one of the beautiful things I think we've already talked about too is how you can grow microgreens anywhere, anywhere and everywhere in a greenhouse. inside on your windowsill in an office where you have like no window at all. I can grow it on the kitchen counter. Like I've grown them anywhere and everywhere. You can grow as big or as small as you want. You don't necessarily have to use any sort of specific soil in them. I do different things at different times. You can use, there are hemp mats that you can actually use. Um, Here, let me show you here really quick. There are, because I meant to go grab them and then I forgot to grab them to show you. So these right here are essentially just like little hemp mats that go right inside of these and they fit perfect. I have used these before and they work great for like a messless solution, but you do have to water them a little bit more often, I've found, than actually using soil. So for me, I tend to still stick with the soil and use the soil part, even though it's a little bit more messier, but it still works great for me. It's a little bit more forgiving because sometimes I won't necessarily remember to water in a day or so. You don't have to be perfect. Everybody forgets something sometimes. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried, and I actually have an example of it. I'll bring it over later. I've tried like the cocoa pucks, where it's just the compressed cocoa. That does actually work. I mean, you won't get 100% germination rate, and it really does really high. It does matter on what type of seed you use. And just like Carrie, I've learned that using the soil is just the best method. But if you are looking for something like a super fun cat toy, you might want to go with the hemp mat. It's just a lot easier for your cat to go in there and make no mess. So
That's
just
a good
different
point.
options.
Yeah. And here, I'll show you one of my actually full grown. I'll show you all how to plant this out, but this is one that I planted out just like a week ago or so. And I mean, look how beautiful that is. But so, what microgreens are, this is microgreens. They are essentially just little tiny babies of a plant. So, this one right here is a broccoli that I started, and it's like incredibly easy. I can just come through. I'm just going to take some scissors and harvest it right here at the base. And I can pop this on any like sandwich, wrap, any meals. I mean, really anything and everything you can pop these in. I put these in my kids, like even mac and cheese. I've done that before. I mean, everything you could, they are so easy to use, so versatile, and they will add so many nutrients. They are so healthy for you. So I highly recommend growing them and eating them and all of that. Um,
Yep. Yes, Harry just
right.
asked, can regular seeds be used for microgreens?
Absolutely. Yes. And I get this question every single time I talk about microgreens. Is they always are asking, like, do I have to have specific seeds? But no, you do not. So Parkseed does have like special microgreens that you can buy, which are like really fun um, really fun varieties. Like there's this rainbow mix microgreens, there's a spicy salad mix microgreens. Like these ones right here are like specially designed to like grow at the same speed, be a really good mixture and things like that. But besides like those mixes, typically I'm just using other regular seeds that I buy. So I mean today I'm going to be growing a mixture. I'm going to be doing some, because like I said, I have a bunch of microgreens I'm going to start. I'm excited. I have a full row ready to go up there that's empty that I'm going to be filling up today. Um, some of them are actual microgreen seeds that are mixes. Some of them are just like broccoli seeds and peas that I'm going to be planting. So, yeah. Another really great question. So, can any plant be used as a microgreen? Not every single plant can be grown as a microgreen. Now, things that you'll want to avoid now you won't want to do things like tomatoes, peppers, watermelon, like things like that. But the things that are more used for microgreens are going to be broccoli, kale, radish, cilantro, basil. peas. I'm doing that today. Sunflowers. Yeah, I mean, so many. There's so many different options. Arugula. I mean, yeah. I don't know, Edvin. Did I forget any? There's just so many. Like, yeah.
There's a million of them. And Lori was saying that she loves them and everything. Her 9-year-old granddaughter begs them to
Oh,
keep
that's
growing for
awesome.
her ramen soup. And ramen's actually a really good idea to put these in. I mean, you can get
That
a little bunch.
is.
If you guys get, if there's anybody out there who gets microgreens from like Sprouts or like a grocery store, you're like the flavor profile is just literally unmatched. I mean, like a little bit from just like growing in a 1 gallon, it can add so much flavor, especially to like a bowl of ramen. So that's a really good idea. I think I'm actually going to try that tonight. That's the perfect weather, you know?
It really is. I know my kids are gonna love that idea. I'm definitely gonna tell it because they love ramen. It's like one of their biggest meals. They're like, "Can I have some ramen?" I'm like, "Okay." I mean, but that's amazing to add that. I usually have them like add in some chicken and things like that, but I'm gonna have them put in some microgreens too. They'll love that. They I know my kids are notorious for, especially when I grow pea microgreens, they absolutely love those because it just tastes like a pea, except it's the just a little obviously more tender because it's the greens. And it tastes so good, and they actually regrow too for you. So it's one that's like the peas are ones that like cut and come again. And so like we will have peas forever here, which is amazing. But the kids will always come in and just yeah, they love it. They love it. Yes. So keep those questions coming. I have some soil right here that I'm going to be popping into my trays right here. And these right here, I got these from Park Seed too. So these are the bootstrap trays right here, the bootstrap microgreen. And this has so there's a solid one right here for the bottom, and then one like this that's slotted, and it just makes it easier because I can just lift this up and water from below, and I don't have to disturb the microgreen seeds or anything like that. Makes it a lot easier for me, but there's so many, like you can literally use anything and everything for microgreens. So don't think that you have to use this or you have to use smart
A
pots
smart
or you
pot.
have
Yep.
to use, I mean, anything fancy. Like you can literally just use a tray or something, or a, container that you have lying around. You can use anything. You don't need that much soil. Like these are super, super shallow. You don't need a whole lot at all. And it doesn't take a lot because you're going to be harvesting these microgreens like really quick. So, sorry, I'm knocking things over. So it's not going to be making a huge root system.
And Janet, good question right here. Do you use special soil for microgreens? The answer is really no. I mean, microgreens, they are so fast growing. I mean, 7 to 10 days. They really don't need that much nutrients. Like we were saying, like the hemp mats, you're adding nothing to that but water. Same thing. I know somebody just said, Todd here was saying that he just uses 10 by 20 trays with cocoa. And for the most part, you're not adding any nutrients to that. I mean, I think if you add nutrients, you might even burn them a little bit. So no special soil. I think Carrie today is using the Soul Soil, which is a new mix. I think it's the seed starting mix. Carrie, is that right?
Yes, this is the Soul Soil seedling and propagation mix right here.
Yeah, which I think is a brand new mix. I don't even think it's come out yet. So
Yeah, I
Travis
used it
and
like this.
yes,
Ooh,
Travis and Leia Soulso, if you guys are watching, sorry. But yeah, we're showing everybody just how amazing this stuff is. So you can grow stuff like Carrie's using a seedling and propagation mix. What I'm going to be using, I know we've talked about it a lot on our streams, and we also done videos. I'm going to be using the Sunshine Black Bear. It's just a super, super lightweight soil. It's made with biochar. It's made by SunGrow, which is it's a Canadian reputable company. So these are actually available, I know for a fact, at Walmart, at Ace Hardware as well. A lot of independent gardeners will actually carry them as well. But you don't have to use that. You can literally use any soil that you have.
I
You're gonna do good with just about anything.
Yeah, I mean, I make a lot of my own too with like coconut coir and vermiculite. I mean, you can really just use a mixture of coconut coir and vermiculite. I use that for my seed starting area in the springtime. So I always have a lot of that left over. So that's a really good mixture that I use to do microgreens too. And that's super easy to do. I know some people even just use coconut coir or like there's so many different options that you can do and so many different ways to do it. And that's the beauty too of it. Like, yeah, that's the beauty. Super easy. Super easy.
And yep, and then back to the greenhouse. Landed had a question: should I get a greenhouse? And I think that that really depends on, I think, your own setup and what you're looking to do. But just like Carrie said, she doesn't have a specific greenhouse like we have here at Smart Pot. She just kind of makes her own, then uses her raised bed frames as a way to create a greenhouse. I know she's also done like the 5 gallon jug is where you use that. That's technically a
Mhm.
greenhouse. Now some people have greenhouses like a an Instagrammer that we work with, Pretty Kansas Farm. She has a very beautiful Yoder built greenhouse, and if you guys don't know what Yoder built is, it's like the Cadillac of greenhouses. It's a wooden frame, super beautiful. And she has her greenhouse, and it's just very aesthetically pleasing, and it's something that she loves to do and kind of go in during the times when it's cold outside. So if you want to have a place to where you can extend your garden, if you're somebody who loves houseplants, like me, I can really see you having a benefit to having a greenhouse. It's just that you can keep, very exotic types of plants year round. I actually met a gentleman at one of our trade shows that actually had one of those industrial hoop house greenhouses, and he was just like a plant collector, and in there he had an 8 foot raised bed, growing what are growing dragon fruit. So like he just had it like
Oh,
hanging over. It was so beautiful, and I was just like, he's like, yeah, and that's why he had his greenhouses. He liked to grow things that normally take a lot longer to grow, and you just can't if you're in an area that has snow, has hard freezes, and you just can't grow those types of long lasting plants. Then you'll definitely want to get a greenhouse. And there's ways to make your own greenhouses. There's very expensive greenhouses. There's greenhouses that are more manual, so you go and you open the windows yourself. Some are automated. So it kind of just depends on you. If you're looking for an inexpensive one, I think, if you're in the US, Harbor Freight actually has a pretty good price on those if you're looking for something that's local. Also, I think Amazon is a good spot. um, but also in your garage, if you have space in your garage, I know Carrie and Dale, they grow a lot of stuff in their garage, and that's
mhm.
basically a greenhouse. It uses the heat from your house that's already there,
Probably
to
have a
keep plants from
picture.
freezing. So yeah, I'm sorry that's not a direct. Yeah, I'm sorry that's not a direct answer, but these are very, very cool. But if you think it'll solve all your plant issues, don't believe that, because that's what I thought originally. But you'll still have issues, and you'll still have pests as well. So don't think you don't. So yeah, that's my little tip on a greenhouse.
Okay, so personally, I do soil in mine. I just finished adding some soil into my little bootstrap trays right here. But you can do soilless. We were talking a little bit about like the hemp mats and things like that. That would technically be a hydroponics area because it's soilless, and all you need to do is just add some water underneath this right here, and the hemp mat would soak it all up. The only issue I've had with those is you do need to keep them a little bit more moist and stay on top of the watering and don't let it dry out. That's my biggest key takeaway. But if you do the soil, it's a little bit more forgiving for you. So it's whatever you would like to do. It's hit or miss. I mean, that again is the beauty of doing whatever you want to.
All right,
Let's
Carrie,
see.
I think I have everything started, so I think I'm gonna get started on my setup too.
Cool. Great.
And I found a couple of stuff, so I might need some help selecting. I have the Parks Radish Ruby Blend.
Ooh,
I have the Sweet Basil.
that sounds
Oh, I have
great.
cilantro. Oh, and the lettuce mini greens blend. This is one, am I showing you guys correctly? This is one that I would recommend for any beginners. And also, Carrie earlier showed the salad mixes. I
Mhm.
think the microgreen salads or the microgreen mixes, if you guys see any mixes, are great because they have so many different varieties. So it's just a little bit more forgiving. If your soil isn't favored for a certain variety, you have a more chance um, of all germinating.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then I
actually
have
this is
baby
one that I'm gonna
kale.
be growing. It is a very similar one. It's a Microgreens Old Mexico mix. So I'm excited to try
Ooh.
this.
And then also, Carrie, I think you maybe might have talked about these, but these are the Park Seed So Effortless seed mats. If you guys
Hmm.
haven't seen these before, this is another great option if you're a beginner gardener. Let me go ahead and open. Oh, actually, here's a picture back here. So they actually fit perfectly in the trays. And the cool thing is that all of the seeds are actually already spaced out, so you don't have to worry about any spacing issues. So let me show you really quick. And I think you guys have these exact trays on your website as well, correct?
Yeah, yeah. These are awesome. Here, let me
Yeah.
show
So
you.
these are the So Effortless mats, and you guys can see all these little black dots are all different seeds, so they're spaced out perfectly. You can set these directly in your tray, or what Carrie and I have actually done in the past is if you have a smart pot or if you have a different size planter, you can actually cut these out to perfectly fit them. So just another option if you're looking for something that's a little bit easier. These So Effortless mats are super, super cool. And I know that oh, you guys are just expanding the varieties, isn't that right?
Yeah, yeah, it's exciting. There's so many different varieties there too. I'm so excited about them. Yeah, they're
I know.
makes
So
it
those are super cool.
really easy.
We're probably gonna
So
have to do a stream of just starting some of those, huh?
probably, right? This is a great question. How long does it take to grow the microgreens? So it's really going to be dependent on which microgreens you're actually going to be growing. Because like I'm going to be growing a mixture of different things. Like I'm going to be growing like this old Mexico mix right here, which is like a mixture of greens. And then I'll have some broccoli, some peas, things like that. But in general, most everything is going to be about 1 to 2 weeks, and they will get to be about this size. These are about that age. I think these are probably like a week and a half now or so, um, somewhere around there. But it takes like 1 to 2 weeks to get them about this height right here, which is about where you want them whenever you start to harvest them and you come through and cut them. So, yeah, generally a couple weeks. So super fast.
Yeah, Carrie, I think I'm gonna go ahead and since you're doing that salad mix, I'm gonna go ahead and do cilantro.
Okay,
That's
great.
one that I think a lot of people might be interested in. And also in the spirit of the stream, I went with a purple 1 gallon because I know that's our favorite
Love it.
color.
It
So
is.
really
It is.
Yeah, really quick, what I want to point out. Okay, so especially whoever wins the 1 gallons, you'll definitely be doing this at home. So if you have a 1 gallon smart pot, like we've been saying, you only need about 2 inches of soil. So what we do actually is take the sides of the smart pot and actually roll them down, rolling this one down about just about 2 times. I could probably do another one, but I kind of like the look of that. It kind of has like a rim feature to it. And just like that, you have a microgreen planter with a smart pot. So you can tot the sides to make it look a little bit nicer. And there you go. There's your microgreen planter. And with the added aeration of the bottom of the smart pot, you can actually set these inside of a saucer. And that's actually how I did it in my office. So set this.
Uh-oh, I think you froze up, Edvin. Um, but yeah, so what he was saying was that like those right there, we just set them into one of these saucers back here. I mean, you can kind of see behind me too. Here, let me hide this real quick. You can kind of see behind me. There's this little thing right here where they're just sitting right there, and I just water right there from below for those smart pots, and then it works out perfect. Like I can just do from right below.
Oh, did we lose me?
Okay, there you are. I think you're there.
Okay, am I back?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. I thought I lost you. You went away, and I was like, "Oh, what happened to Carrie?" But I guess I went
Uh-oh.
away. Sorry
Sorry,
about
guys.
that.
Yeah, we're all
I don't know
having
where I
problems.
left off. Yep, I don't know where I left off. But once you fold up your smart pot, you place it inside of your saucer. You can actually water the saucer directly. It actually helps. It helps keep any disease away from your microgreens. So yeah, and that's actually how I grow my microgreens inside. If you are in somewhere like it doesn't have a window, like I said, this is a very cheap $10 Amazon grow light. It comes with a little stand that sits directly inside of the smart pot. USB-C powered, so it's just the overall brick. And so yeah, and then you can grow microgreens like you were saying 7 to 10 days. Super super easy. Um, So yeah, I'm gonna get started, Carrie. If we have any more questions.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm just going to show right over here. You can kind of see where I have some microgreens already going. But this is like one of my seed starting areas that I have too inside. And these right here are just actual like LED shop lights. So it doesn't have to be like actual grow lights that you use if you're going to be putting these underneath lights. If you don't have like a window ledge or anything like that, you can just pop them underneath some LED grow lights, and that should give it some really good light for you. Because you don't need like the full spectrum grow lights or anything like that just to grow to seed like this. So that's the beauty of it. Let's see. Okay, so there was a really good question up here that I wanted to make sure that I answered. Um, There we go. From Lori. Can you pull the microgreen and eat the whole thing? Sometimes it's hard to get into the tray to cut. Absolutely. So there are different like sprouts you can actually grow too, where you can eat like the entire thing. Now, if you're growing in soil, you're probably not going to want to do that because it's going to be very dirty and difficult to do. But if you're growing in like a hemp mat, or if you grow just sprouts, because there are ways that you can actually just grow um, to eat everything. Let's see if I can find them for you. Um,
I think somebody was asking about hydroponically growing them. I think I've definitely seen people grow them hydroponically. What you have to watch out for is the
yeah,
media that you use for that, just because the seeds are very, very small. But yes, if you're growing them hydroponically, I think it would be a lot safer to eat the whole thing as opposed to just sitting in soil.
and then let's see. Okay, Carol was asking, would collards make a good microgreen? Yeah, I mean, pretty much any green, I think, like would make a really good one. So any sort of like lettuce or kale or anything like that would be really good. And if you really like the taste of cilantro or basil, things like that would also make really good microgreens too. Like I'm growing a lot of basil behind me too because I mean, obviously the temperatures are dropping and I'm not going to be having any basil outdoors probably in another couple days. They'll be gone if they're not already. I need to go out and check on them. But yes, and all of those would be really good.
So really quick, if you're using a pot or a planter like I am and not a tray, well, if you see what I'm doing here, is making sure that the outer edges of the planter are filled in correctly. So what you'll see when I take these seeds out is the seeds are actually very, very small normally for microgreens. I mean, almost like carrot seeds, if you know what those look like. So what you want to make sure is you don't want to lose any on the outside, and you want to just kind of keep them contained in the center. Spread them out as best as you can. I mean, there's been times where, I mean, I slip and I end up with just a bunch of a bunch of plants on one side. So I know we've all done that before. Just a quick tip on that. And then also, Carrie, I don't know how you do it or not, but I'm one of those who likes to pre-moisten my soil before I get any seeds there.
Yes,
Uh,
that is a really good call out because it is important to make sure you're planting in moist soil if you're doing that, or the moist hemp mat, something along those lines. It's really going to help with the germination of your seeds to have your soil already ready to go. Um, and always too, I keep a little spray bottle up there too, so that way I can just moisten the top layer too, and I'm not just watering from below just in case, because I want to make sure that those seeds stay really good and moist,
yeah, that's a
especially.
good point. Yep, that's a good point. And actually, I do have my spray bottle here, so I'll be able to use it after. Also, what I really like about pre-watering is actually it makes the soil kind of like a brownie mix consistency, and it just makes it super easy and super workable. So once those seeds do get put on top of the soil, I mean, they'll stick right there, and I'll be ready to plant. All right, so I'm gonna go, like I said, with this cilantro. Take these seeds out and see what they look like. Well, cilantro is actually pretty big. So take back everything I say about them all being small.
Well,
Cilantro
yeah,
is pretty big.
some of them are small, but yeah, cilantro is great. But cilantro is one, like, if you do have difficulty with germination, you can try soaking cilantro first before you start them, because that can help with germination. Other times, like, if you also like put it in your hand, like roll it to almost like break it up, that helps to break them just because they're a little bit bigger. That'll help them to germinate for you as well.
So okay, so I haven't. So you're saying roll them and try to break them?
Yeah, well, not necessarily. Like, I just like, yeah, just push them down, and it'll help break them, and it'll get them to, yeah, it'll help them break to germinate for you. Um, I do that if I'm just like dry planting cilantro, it just goes a lot better for you.
Well, thanks for the
Uh,
tip. Yeah.
yeah.
And normally, I always like to recommend, I mean, with these microgreen seeds, be very generous with them. Just go ahead
Oh
and, I mean,
yes.
like this packet, I think is of 100. Just go
Hmm.
ahead and just throw it all in there. You can plant microgreens dense. They are usually they are um, shallow rooted, so your soil will go a long way. I think somebody just asked in there, do you reuse the soil? And normally for microgreens, if you have no disease or anything, I mean, you should be perfectly fine with reusing the soil that you already did.
Hmm.
And something like this
Uh,
black bear will have tons of nutrients in there, so you'll be able to sustain multiple grows.
yeah, yeah. I usually use it for multiple times, and then like I'll refreshen it up after like several grows. But yeah, I usually reuse it at least several times, and then if I notice it's starting to needs a little bit more, I'll freshen it up. Um, okay, so we got this great question. So after you cut the microgreens, do they continue to grow, or do you need to plant new seeds? So this is a really great question. And again, this is a common question. So there are some microgreens that, again, I know this is a great answer, right? Some microgreens you will continue to grow for you, and some will not. So the ones that will are called cut and come again microgreens. Here, let's pull up the full list just to make it easier for us. So under Growbot, list the cut and come again microgreens. So these are ones that can be harvested several times. So peas, like I said, are one of the most common ones. And my kids are always doing this. And we actually came through. I have a really funny video of like we cut half of it and took it with us, and then it like grew. It grows so fast. It comes back so fast. But yeah, peas are really good ones. I haven't ever grown buckwheat microgreens before, but it says buckwheat is. Radish is definitely one. Kale, arugula, mustard, Swiss chard. Um, a cilantro is also one that will come back as well too. Now the ones that will, let's see, microgreens that you harvest once are going to be more of the like broccoli and then sunflower. This one it's not. It didn't understand what I was asking, but broccoli and those ones right there are going to be. Let's see. Let me try rephrasing this. Ah, maybe if I say it like that, it'll understand what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah, so radish, broccoli, sunflower. I'm not sure about sunflowers, but I've only grown sunflowers like once as a microgreen. We typically stick to like the greens, the peas, the broccoli, which the broccoli is a one and done, unfortunately. But cilantro is a really good one that will always be coming back for me too. I love that one.
Yep. Well, I mean, I'm pretty much done here, Carrie. One step that here's another thing that I don't know if everybody does or not. I like to get just like a pinch full of soil and just like lightly kind of just cover the seeds. I don't know if this is good or bad or not. Um,
Well, so some of them will require light to germinate. Some of them like to be covered and have a period of darkness. So the
Yep.
ones that I do, so um actually have some peas right here that I had soaking in some water. So peas are one that whenever I go through and plant these out, I'm not going to cover them with soil, but I'm going to put like a lid on top just to do what's called a period of blackout time.
Mm. Hmm.
So it's super easy. So I mean, I can just do it, plant it out right now and show you. So I have these right here that I started soaking this morning. So just for a couple hours or so, it'll just help to loosen it up and make it go a little bit faster for you. So I already have it in some water, but I'm just going to, I mean, really, I'm just going to move these over here and get this over here real quick, and then I'll show you what I'm doing. I wish I had a good table.
We'll put that on the list.
I know. I know. But I'm really just moving them over here and flattening them out to make sure I get, and like I said, I mean, I always go real dense with all of my microgreens because I want to make sure that I'm covering pretty much everywhere that I want them to be growing. There we go. And so, because I had them soaking too already, there was still water in the bottom there. So it is going to be already watered and everything for me. I might come back after this and add a little bit more water to the bottom of this. But literally, I'm just going to take this lid and put it on the top, just like that. And it's going
Wow.
to help just keep it a little bit darker. And then here in like a day or two, I'll just come and move it off. Like that's really all there is to it. Like it doesn't have to be perfect or anything like that. And then yeah, doesn't have to be perfect. If it gets a little bit light, it's not a huge deal. It just kind of helps it to go a little bit faster. So I do that with like peas especially. You can do it with a few other ones, but peas are really the only ones that I'm really make sure that I do.
Yep. And then the last thing I'm gonna do on my end, Carrie, is actually water the tray. So just like I said, I like to bottom water, and it just makes it super convenient with the smart pots. So what I would do whenever I was growing this indoors in an office, every single morning I would just come in, just like I said, fill up the saucer, and the water is going to be uptaken by capillarity into the pot and from the dry sides to the wet sides. So that's all you have to do with growing microgreens in a smart pot. And just like Carrie showed in the Bootstrap Farmers, it's super easy to grow in anything. And just as we were talking about it, I was thinking almost everybody on here has these plastic trays. You could probably grow microgreens directly in these plastic trays if you wanted to. So you can grow them in just about anything. Carrie had a great tip, and I went and I grabbed my spray bottle. So just if you would like occasionally, same time as watering, just mist the tops just so you make sure you have everything watered. And yeah, that's about it. That's how you grow microgreens.
Yeah. So I did get a question asking what these trays were right here. So in here, so when I'm out in my garage, I have these lights on like little pulleys that make adjusting the lights really easy. But when I'm in here, I don't have that. So I have to kind of like raise my plants sometimes because I want the lights to be a little bit closer. So, I mean, these are really just bootstrap trays right here that I use to grow seedlings in the spring. I just reuse them as like little stepping stools essentially for my microgreens, for other plants, and things like that.
Bears Girl had a good question, Carrie, asking, you're putting them close together. It's not like planting other seeds, you get to be 1 inch apart.
No, no, yeah. You want them to be like right on top of each other, just like this, because you want them to be here. I'll show you the one that's already grown. Because you can see how dense I planted on here. You can see how close they are together right here. And it's because you're not growing these to full maturity. So if it those spacing requirements don't like you don't have to deal with any of that. Just throw the seeds in there. That's all you got to do. And then you'll come through. You want them to be real close together so it makes harvesting a lot easier. You'll just take scissors and come through. Makes it really easy.
Yeah, these are super fun, honestly, is to just have like on a kitchen counter growing. Some people even have like undergrow on their kitchen counters anyway. So just turn that on and stick some of these, some of these trays or some of these seeds just in soil, and you can be growing. I mean, it adds kind of an effect to your house, just have something green growing really close. And then it's just fun to add. And who knows, maybe you might be adding microgreens to dishes that you normally wouldn't, just because
Yeah.
they're so close by to you. So we
Mhm.
highly, highly recommend them. The microgreens are super cheap. You could get a whole pack of them for, I mean, a couple bucks. And
Mhm.
like I said, I really recommend Park Seeds just because they keep their seeds actually in a refrigerated environment, so it increases the germination rate whenever they do get to your house. So just a tip on that.
Yeah, I have like the best germination rates. I mean, seriously, I used to use like just regular seeds. And then when I switched to Park Seed, I was like, whoa, like, what do you mean? Every seed just germinates? Whoa.
Yes, yes.
It was
And I think
shocking for
somebody was asking about basil. And yes, they actually, who was asking it? Landon. And yes, actually, I have one here, and maybe I should have done that since you're asking. So heirloom sweet basil. So this is a variety. I think it's backwards on your screen, but look this up. It's the packet of 100 seeds basil, heirloom sweet basil from Park Seed. So yeah, you can do these indoors, and like we said, I mean, probably 2 weeks you'll be harvesting that, and just the flavor on that is just like I said, if you've never tried it, you need to, and it's just you'll understand.
Yeah, absolutely. So I saw some CJ was asking about a trellis for peas. So again, it's like very similar to what we were talking about earlier with the spacing requirements not needed. Same as that, we're not growing these peas to be like full producing peas. We're just really going to be doing just like this tall. I mean, that's really it. So we don't need to have a trellis or anything like that. They're all going to grow next to each other, and we can just cut them in the bottom whenever we want to use some, and then I'll leave it there. I'll come back to it. Like it's pretty great.
Yeah, and Bears Girl says thanks a million. She has a bunch of questions and new to gardening. Well, thank you so
Well,
much, and
great.
thank you for joining us. Yeah, can make sure you come back every Tuesday, and you're never asking too many questions. That's why Carrie and I are
No,
here. We
we love
we
it.
enjoy it. We have a lot more fun when you guys are answering questions, telling us what you're growing in the garden, and what you're looking to grow. It also helps us to plan for the future, to plan for future videos and live streams. So the more feedback we hear from you, the better. And make sure you're telling all your garden friends as well to come and join us, because the more the merrier. So yeah, and Bear, if you have any more questions after the stream, definitely check out Growbot. I mean, he's got more knowledge than Carrie and I will probably ever have, and he's
That's
just
very
always
true.
learning. So go ahead and ask him, and if not, just feel free to reach out. I think info@parkseed.com.
Um, Probably. I do not know Park Seed's website off the top of my head. I'm sorry, but I do know me, and if you do have a like, you can reach out to me, and I can get you in touch with either me. Here's me
Oh, there you
info.
go. Yep. Info at seed2spoon.net. So just go ahead and reach out to that email. That's Carrie. And just ask all of your questions there. And if you have any questions for Smart Pot, she can go ahead and let me know about them as well. So yes, and don't be shy. If you're somebody who's on here who joins us every week and has questions, definitely let us know. We're happy to help, and we're here to help.
Okay, so she wants to know too, can you grow peas from the store bought? So I'm imagining you're meaning like store bought peas, like I
It's getting a lot harder to say yes, to be honest. And
yeah,
like that question's asked to us like about like tomatoes, potatoes. The sad part is just like the big food industry for the most part is using pesticides or sprays to actually prevent people from growing what they growing seed growing what they're getting from the seeds of what they're purchasing at the grocery store. Um, so I mean, you can try it and it might work, or you can try and it's not going to work. It just depends where those peas came
yeah.
from,
I
who
will
they were
say
grown by. There's just so many variables.
yeah, I mean, Park Seed has them like, I mean, really, it's like a packet of like 500 they sell or something like that for like $5. So it's, and if you have yearly premium, you get free shipping on all your orders. If not, like they run coupons all the time too. We also had a really fun guess the seeds competition on Park Seed this last weekend of trying to identify what the seeds were, and the winner got a free packet of seeds. So make sure you follow Park Seed because they do all sorts of fun giveaways and stuff like that too. So you can always get in there for some free seeds too. Okay, so let me hop in here and do the giveaway super quick here. Um,
Yep, and Desiree, a great call out. The app does have a free version, and it
yeah,
also works on your computer. So however you would like to access it, you don't have to download it if you don't want to. You can also access it online, and Growbot is still available there, so you can ask some questions on there as well.
yes, yes, absolutely. And with the free version, you can ask up to three text questions a day. Just with the premium, like we have to pay every time you guys send up a picture, so we kind of have to, yeah, we kind of have to have that. So the premium users are the ones that get the access to send pictures, which is awesome too. But congratulations here. Let me pull it up. Um, Congratulations to Barry's Girl. Email us at info@seedtospoon.net and we'll get you all hooked up. I think we lost Edvin. Hopefully he might come back. We might have lost his internet connection. But send us an email at info@seedtospoon.net and I'll get you hooked up with your free year premium Seed to Spoon app subscription, along with your free 1 gallon smart pots from Edvin too, which will be really exciting. Let's see. I saw a question here really quick. Let's see. I have a question about the app. When I first started using, you used to be able to see everything you are growing in one place. Now I can't find that. Is this gone or am I just missing? Um, so there are things. Oh, Edvin, there he is. Maybe there he is.
We made it
Yay!
to the end. That's all that matters.
Let's see. So Danny was asking about seeing everything here. I just wanted to answer this really quick. So for me, under my garden, so you can see everything like that you're growing in each garden bed. So if you have multiple garden beds, you can't just see everything there at once. But if you have like if you go under one right here, you can just list view it and see all of the plants right here too. But if you have like a specific question, like if you were like, oh, was I growing calendula? I can't remember where I have it. You can just search it up here and it'll show you like plants in your garden beds and you can pull up to, you're like, oh yeah, okay. It was here that I was growing calendula. There it is. So yeah, there's a few different ways that you can go about doing that. So anyways, I just wanted to answer that question really quick before we went. Well, thank you all so much for joining. And again, congratulations. Send us an email and make sure you guys all are following us. And yeah, we'll be back again, same time, same place next week. Thank you all so much for joining.
Goodbye.